Let's go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first picture video podcast we have. I don't know what to do with my hands already.
Do whatever you want. It's our fucking podcast.
Okay, so welcome to our podcast, guys. And do I sit on that? I don't know what to do. This is so weird. Like, people are looking at us right now. Do you understand?
Hi.
I don't see. Like, when you go to like put your hands out to say hi, it's like a
Hi.
hello.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to this podcast that we've been doing for like a month now, still have no name for.
That's a fact.
But it's just mad fun.
We'll get there. We'll get to the name part.
I mean, it's Jared and Alan's network. We could say that, like, it's our network. We just don't know what we're gonna.
Facts.
Yeah.
We're gonna copyright and all that.
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't want to get sued automatically.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of Jared and Allens in the world.
We're really not that original.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of not original, welcome to our podcast. It's definitely not original, I guess. Yeah, I don't think we thought even this far ahead of what we were gonna do today, but we just knew we were going to do it.
Exactly. Let's just do it, I guess.
Yeah.
This is Jared. I'm Alan.
Yeah, yeah.
In case you didn't get that.
Yeah. I don't.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. I guess we just start.
Like, that's the weird thing about starting a podcast. It's like, you know what you want to talk about.
Facts.
You know the things that get you excited to go do the podcast, and then you get here in front of the camera, and it's like,
because we talk about shit every day. Like we just be talking. Like,
it's just introduction. It's being formal. It's being fucking formal.
You know?
So like, I'm a little glad this is a very informal introduction. I don't mind it.
You know, it's formal's
Fuck it.
overrated, bro. Do you?
Yeah.
Shit. Unless you need a job to be formal, I guess. But this is for fun.
But even then, like, were we ever formal at any job we ever had?
No, I know it's the best at what I do.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's true.
Yep.
You're never formal.
Yep.
You know, I'm surprised we haven't gotten fired more than the amount of times we've quit jobs.
I've never been fired in my job.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I've never been fired.
Yeah. I should have definitely been fired.
That's what I mean. It's like, it's so weird to me that it's like, wait, I haven't been fired, but I definitely should have been fired.
Yeah, multiple times I should have been fired, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm the best at what I do, so they can't fire me. And that's why I quit, because they suck. If they can't fire someone like me who sucks, then they suck. So I quit.
That's a pretty good way of looking at it. It's like, I got a few people at my job that I consider like lazy, and it's like they suck. But now that you said it like that, it's like, yeah, how bad does my job actually suck that they won't even get rid of the people who do suck?
Exactly.
You know, like, Elon Musk is not gonna let somebody who sucks like at his job
That's
just
a
like
fact.
stay there. Like, you're probably gonna be fired.
Facts.
But then again, I have no idea what Elon Musk does, so it's like,
He's taking us to space. That's what he does.
yeah, he's like one of those names you see and hear all the time,
He's the modern
and you
day.
know what he does.
He's a real life
but it's
Tony
like,
Stark,
what do you
bro.
really? Yeah, but why isn't? That's my thing. Is like, why? Oh wait, never mind. I was gonna say, why isn't Jeff Bezos like a superhero by now? But then I just thought of his evil bald ass head. So
He's
basically,
Lex Luthor,
yeah,
bro.
he's a real life Lex Luthor.
Yeah, you know.
Huh.
I mean, he just stepped down. He's not the CEO anymore, because literally he stepped down as soon as like a bunch of like reports came out. Like the workers were getting treated like really bad and they weren't getting paid.
See, but here's the thing.
And he left.
But that's something I've heard for like a long time. Like I know a few people who worked at like Amazon that are like, you know, pays well. It's not the worst hours, but the job itself is like not great and doesn't.
But once it hit legal shit, he dipped.
Oh yeah, well,
That's what happened. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're fucking the richest man.
Well, now he's the second, because his wife took half his money, which is actually still even not that crazy, because he still has another $20 billion left in his bank. Like, ooh, your wife took, you have $40 billion, now you have $20 billion. Ooh, like you broke, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck? Like some bullshit.
What would you do if you had like, just like you got to wake up tomorrow and for some fucking reason you had Jeff Bezos' money? What's the first thing you do?
20 bill in my account, just woke up.
Because I'll be honest and tell you what the first thing I'm doing.
Well, I'm gonna be responsible to pay off all my bills just to get that shit out of the way.
Oh no, I'm not doing that
and
shit.
then, and then I'm probably just leave. I'll just go somewhere. I don't know. I'll literally just go. Like I'd get my own private jet, whatever I have to do, and just go anywhere. I don't care.
See, that's the problem. If I had Jeff Bezos kind of money, the problem is I would do everything I thought of as a kid. But I mean that in like the weirdest way possible. Like, I'll probably get a giant pool and literally fill it with Jello, and then just jump in and see what happens.
Would that kill you?
See, that's what I've been told. But I've never seen anybody fill a giant pool with Jello.
Because probably that would kill you. Would you drown in Jello? I don't understand how that works.
That's what I'm saying. Can you drown in Jello?
Can you swim in Jello?
Probably not. But then it's like if you're drowning, what are you gonna sit there and drown? And you're gonna eat your way out. Like I don't. That's what confuses me about it.
Interesting.
And here's the thing: people say like you'll die. I'm not gonna fucking use it in a deep end pool. Like
it's 2 feet max, 2-3 feet.
Yeah, like halfway to myself just to be like, okay, this is what swimming in Jello feels like.
Or even better, literally.
You know how that thought came
full of money.
The whole way that thought even came, like just because I don't want people to look at me like weird, like why is he as a kid?
Oh, we're all weird. It's okay.
Yeah, but I don't want people thinking like why is he thinking of that? It's like because I don't know why. But one day like I was just looking at like I was at a pool party, and a bunch of kids were in the pool, and like I remember I think it's like my aunt and them were taking like Jello shots or something, and. I was like I remember like as a kid thinking in my head like what if I just took the Jello mix right now and like put it in the pool, and then that's when I just started like from that point on like I went on to the thought of like
that's fair.
What happens to like a whole.
I wouldn't say it's weird. That's a kid thought. Like you just think of shit like that, you know. Like,
but that's the shit I would do if I had his money right now. That's the problem. That and I would probably buy every existing Batmobile that there probably is.
Oh no, like live shit.
Yeah,
so like the actual shit they had in movies.
Yeah.
Immediately. I would buy a house and have mad secret rooms, like the ones you have to like pull levers and shit, and you had to like only I know about. Like I want to have so many of those in my house.
Oh, I definitely would probably take my money.
Shelf.
I would take all my money and like I mean obviously if I have his money, I'm getting the PJ, heading over to the government facilities. I'm gonna be like, yo, like I'll sign whatever you want. Just show me the aliens. Like I think I'm in a rich enough tax bracket now. Like,
I have enough power for this. Give me the aliens. Let me see the aliens. Let me see these motherfucking aliens. What do they look like? I'm curious. I've seen enough movies and TV shows.
You know what I was thinking of? Like, what if aliens are here, but that they just look like really weird humans, so we just chalk it up to being like a weird looking dude?
Well, there's a theory that humans are aliens. That we are just...
Because that's when I look at you and I think like, yeah, you're definitely you look human, but you also look weird enough to be an alien.
Hey, man. That'd be dope as hell if I was an alien, though.
I don't like how calm you were to that answer. Like, it makes you super thinking you might be an alien.
Hey, man. If I'm an alien, I'm doing something wrong because I'm fucking broke. Like, if I was an alien, I would have been left this goddamn earth, bro.
That's a fact.
Like,
that's a fact. Well, anyways, guys. So when it comes to, guess what we talk about in today's episode.
That's already been 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh crap. Well, we're gonna have to reset that camera in a second.
Still gonna
yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, you guys are gonna see a lot of just giving the heads up now. Our camera's kind of faulty, so it's gonna be a lot of just
it's
us going right back to what we were talking about, but we might look in a different position. It's because we have to edit this.
It's a work. It's a work in progress.
We are a work in progress. We are a work in progress.
We're in Jared's garage right now.
Word. We're in a garage. Oh, it's still recording.
Still kicking?
Yeah. Okay, we'll stop it there and just reset it.
I can keep this thing recorded, obviously.
Oh, yeah, we can keep that going.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Back. Now.
What's going on?
Did you hear Benny the Butcher's new album?
I did not. No. We were just talking about it earlier, too.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he dropped it yet, but I'm definitely going to give it a listen probably today.
It's definitely worth it.
You
know what I mean? Benny's spitting his shit.
Benny the Butcher. The man.
The man, yeah.
The man, yes.
I mean, Buffalo niggas out of New York, so always gonna represent for New York.
You know what I'm saying? New York niggas are different, bro. We built different out here. It's a fact.
Yeah, we're assholes. Did you see the Bagel Karen shit?
Bagel Karen shit.
Nah, you know exactly what it is I'm talking about. I mean, it just came out today, but basically, it was a woman who was like at a bagel place, and I don't want to like misquote what apparently she said, but she had said in the video like, she was like, oh, why are you being like a bum ass nigga or something like that?
Oh my.
Like she dead called him like a nigga, and then claimed that it's okay for her to say it because she has black kids.
This stupid ass bitch, bro. Who would breed with her? Is beyond me.
Yeah.
You know.
My whole thing is like now I just started thinking like, what if I did have a white mom and I'm half black? Because I mean I am half black now, so it's like okay, instead of my other half being Spanish, what if it was white? And what if my mom? Because I even feel weird when my mom says nigga now.
Then you'll be J. Cole.
Yeah. Look at how she doesn't really like. That's a good thing about my mom. Like she,
Oh my
Jesus, God. Batman.
Damn, bro. Batman,
bitch.
Yeah, stop with the sauce, bro.
That's why they had to reboot your ass.
Lost in the sauce,
Hey,
man.
what are you gonna do, Christian? Christian Bale ass nigga. But yeah, I just find it so crazy that she basically tried to deny it, and it's like,
bro, you got caught in 4K. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, bro, there's videos everywhere of you saying this.
yeah, being caught in 4K. Like you were caught like live on camera saying the N-word.
Facts.
And like I don't know, I feel so weird when that stuff comes out as a news report because like on one hand I get it, I get obviously why people are offended by it.
Of course.
100%. It's very understandable.
Of course. We're black.
Especially, I'm black and I'm working in a bagel shop. Don't call me nigga.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's the last place I want to be called nigga than working in a bagel shop. But I just kind of like feel so weird because it's like I get like this weird, I don't know if you feel this, but like this weird sense of like being in the middle of like what should be changed and what stays the same. So where it's like stays the same of like we should stay with the same ground of what white people especially should not say the N-word. Mm-hmm. At the same time, it's like when a bully says something that gets you upset. Mm-hmm. You know, as a kid, what did your parents tell you to do? Act like it doesn't bother you, even if it does. Yeah. If you act like it doesn't bother you, that takes away the power of them using it against you, and then they're most likely going to stop doing what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So it's like at what point do we kind of, and like I'm not telling people what to do here, but like I'm legit opening up the question to like when do we eventually let them stop using that as like a term to hurt us, like where we let that, even though it affects us on the inside, mm-hmm. on the outside of it just being like, okay, yeah, you said it, whatever, you know, to kind of take the power away. It's like, how do we really handle that? And I think it's a question that like it's constantly being brought up. If a white person says the N-word and gets caught, everyone starts yelling you shouldn't say it. But then at the same time, it's like, but then we use it ourselves, and so it's like then the white people are always going to use that as an excuse. Like, well, you guys say it. So it's like, I don't know. I guess like it's a weird like opening. I want to open up that question and to just kind of, you know, get some real conversation on it. You know.
No, I feel that. I think it's just difficult because even if it even gets that, because that's actually how I feel about the word too. Like I don't think white people should use it, but it doesn't. Even when people use race, because it has been used racist towards me a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been called a nigga.
I've seen that firsthand.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and like people are racist. Like there's a lot of race people in the world, and it's just at some point you just live with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You would love for it to change. Hopefully,
not just what I've met so many racist people in my own family.
Me too. But and like I said, you learn honestly just to live with it. Because if you get hurt by everything, it's only gonna get worse. Like
that's what I'm saying. So it's like if you learn to like live with it, it's like that's what I mean. Where it's like, all right, now we get to the point where it's like, okay, we're aware. A lot of people feel different ways about you know, other races. You know, obviously this week we've been dealing with a lot of, you know, the shootings and, you know, the Chinese hate that's going on right now. It's like it's almost kind of like we really at this point I feel like we do need to all just kind of come together and just have some like weird like big ass meeting with everybody to just kind of get past, because at this point it's like what else are we wasting our time for?
It don't happen because people, I guess there's people out in the world who just want to see it burn. So instead of, even if we were to get past the word nigga, there's gonna be another word that's gonna do just the same amount of effect. That's why people even use the word like you know, coon and other like even more derogatory words like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always gonna get worse.
You know what it is though? I think I figured out a way to solve it. We find the new word. We just have to make sure it sounds funny.
Flabber.
Nah. Because, like, you know what I mean? Because whether you say nigger, like, it all sounds aggressive.
True.
You say coon, it's like, oh, you think I'm a raccoon? I'm trying to steal something? You know what I mean? Like, there's always a bad way. Yeah. But then you look at, like, honk it. Like, that, you can't say call. So, like, that's the other thing. I could never call a white person a racist, like, a racial slur or, like, a racist slur because it's like, it's too funny to me. I can't say it with a straight face.
True that.
You know what I mean? Like, I seen white people call you a nigger with the ER, and it's like aggression. Like, they have aggression with it.
It's pure hate. Like,
but if I was to look back there and be like, well, hey, honk it, I would just start laughing. Like, that's just too...
Because the thing about, there aren't really a lot of white racist words towards them because white people have control, especially of America forever for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
Well, I guess you got to go with the specific type of way. Like we're talking Italian.
Exactly.
It's like what spaghetti maker.
Exactly. So then you.
Even that I can't say.
Like, I love spaghetti, so it's like
that's what I'm saying. Like really, you can't hate spaghetti. So it's like,
you have words like cracker and all. It's like I feel like none of that is really obviously would never have the same effect as the word nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like because it was never meant and the way the word nigga was supposed to suppress us. There was no word like that for white people.
Yeah.
You know. So that's why none of these words will ever work for them. So it's like. We try to make stuff up like cracker and honky and all this bullshit.
We gave them the name
Gringo.
of a snack. We tried to give them the name of a snack like that was gonna work.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a cracker, bro. It's a fucking like I eat crackers with soup all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, imagine they had something like how like crackers like a racial term to say to white people, but then it's also like you go to the store and you get crackers, like. You know where I'm going with this? Where it's like
Wonder Bread and all that.
Yeah.
That one makes me laugh though. The Wonder Bread one makes me laugh.
I forgot about that one.
There was a scene in I believe it was Scary Movie 3.
Yeah,
when they throw the guy in the dumpster and it was full of Wonder Bread. That shit was hilarious.
No, but it's like imagine like they had like nigga was like a dessert. I got some nigga with cream today.
Today on the menu we have for dessert nigga a la mode.
Okay, see now that. Oh my god! Stop! Don't make me laugh too much because I'm gonna hear the playback later and you're gonna be like, "Oh god, that's what my laugh sounds like."
We're gonna have to get used to it at some point.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, I guess on a brighter note to all this, yo, you saw the whole the NBA YoungBoy thing.
What do you do now?
The FBI.
Oh no! Yeah. It was like a bunch of gun charges and shit like that.
Yeah. Which I just found interesting. Kind of want to bring this up here. I remember a while back, a few weeks ago, my coworker and I we were discussing. Hold up, before we get like too into this, let me just check the camera real quick. Sorry, guys. Don't mean to be doing this to you too much. Alright, we got a few more minutes before I gotta switch it up. Bada. But no, with the NBA YoungBoy thing, one thing that like just made me like not really talk about like the whole thing itself because obviously it's like, look, at the end of the day, he's a black man. I don't want to see him getting arrested for no shit, whatever. Yeah. But what I just found interesting was a few weeks ago, my boy at work was talking to me about how he's like, oh, they're NBA YoungBoy got that big Google deal, blah blah. And honestly I forgot to look into what the deal apparently was or whatever. So he was just saying how he's like, all these guys, do all this stuff with no consequence or not consequence, but he was basically just trying to make a point of like, like a lot of these young rappers and stuff are getting all these big deals. And what I was trying to talk to him about it was that, yeah, but as somebody who went to acting school, learned the business of acting, you still have to maintain a certain image if you ever want to become long lasting. Like, because that's what the point was. He was trying to say that if the NBA YoungBoy retired tomorrow, he'd still be set for life. And I said, no, he's not. Because
depending on where he invests his money, yeah, but like for the most part, no. Yeah.
But for the most part, no. Yeah. But for the most part, like a lot of these newer rappers don't have the money you think they have.
Literally, when record deals, you get nothing out of record deals. That's why someone who's in the music industry, you make very little money from record deals. You make like a big check, you'll get like a couple $100,000, and that's
big check goes to your album. You then have to spend it on your album. Yeah. Once you're done spending it on your album, now you're paying off your staff, your cars, any other bills, insurance you got. So if your deal is,
so that's why they always say because touring is how artists make their money. That's their main source of income is touring. That's why you see it. That's why you see them doing all this North American tours and Asian tours and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And all the European tours. And you touring for literally a year straight because that's literally the only reason they can make their money.
And if I'm not mistaken, don't you have to make sure that you make enough money to give back to whatever record you're under? Like you don't even get to keep all that money, right?
For touring?
No, it's like when you get a record deal, they give you the money.
It's a loan. It's a loan.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Like you have to get that back.
It's a loan. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like you spend all this money,
and even more than that too, because when even when you get the money, and then say if your album blows up and makes all this money, that's all their money. You barely see any of that. Which is even worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, yeah, that to me is just.
So it's a difficult, and for these kids too, like for all these young rappers who are 18, 19, who grew up in a very low income area, who don't even have money. When they see a check for $100,000, they're gonna take it every time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, and then that's how they get fucked up, because then they get stuck in that, and that's all they get, and that's how a lot of these kids lose out on their money.
Yep.
And go broke.
Let me just change the.
It's very sad.
Quick, guys. Perfect. We just had 12 minutes. Bada boom. Hopefully that's the last time for this episode. Now.
So yeah. I want to ask a question too. Going back to the NBA thing.
Well, I just want to get like the rest of my point real quick,
yeah.
but keep that thought. Hold that.
Yeah.
Basically, like what I was trying to say with him was like, a lot of these rappers don't have the money you think they're having. Mm-hmm. So, I think the problem is people look at somebody like an NBA YoungBoy, where he now has the title. Okay, he is the most viewed. He's the most viewed rapper on YouTube. Okay, that's great, and that's true. But I think people then look at that and think like, oh, he's set for life. Like, no, bro. The reason people like Snoop Dogg, we'll just use Snoop as an example. I don't want to go get on a tangent, but like just Snoop Dogg as an example. It's like Snoop Dogg can go be in a gangster rap song with somebody that's coming up in the streets, and he can still go and pop up in like a Martha Stewart cooking episode
and make it look gangster.
And then he can go be a cameo in a movie because he has a wide appeal of he doesn't. Yes, he had the murder charge back in the 90s, whatever, but that's before he became like a main staple to the whole world, the way he is now. But you know what I mean? But it's like he doesn't associate himself with a bad image.
Exactly.
And that image is what makes companies want to work with you down the road in the future.
Yeah, you see he has commercials with Corona right now, the coronavirus. Like,
and that's my point is like guys like whether
and
it's
Madden
him
and everything, yeah.
But whether it's him, Eminem, Drake, like all these guys, yes, they portray a certain lifestyle with their music. Yes, they do whatever, but they don't associate themselves for real life with bad stuff. Mm-hmm. And then my boy and me were getting an argument because he's like, no, because NBA YoungBoy just got this Google deal, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, he wasn't understanding my point. He's like, yes, but he gets involved in things like this. And that's why when this happened, I was like, oh, I can't wait to talk to him because like this is exactly what I meant. The FBI coming to get you and then you running and then having to send dogs after you, that's not going to make somebody like a Google want to put you in their next ad.
Absolutely.
For a commercial. You know what I mean? So now, but don't get it twisted though. I respect them for running. If you gonna come for me, I'm gonna make it hard as possible.
You gonna chase me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I always think of that because that's what Rich has always been about.
No, for real, but like, and then like I said, like just because he got a big, like we said, like just because he got a big contract at Google doesn't mean he's gonna get $1 million on the spot. Like that's not. It's a contract. It's not like it's not just handing.
And trust me, these people put things in contracts you don't ever notice or see. So that when something bad like this happens, they drop you.
They take this shit and drop you just like that.
Yeah. It's wild.
And actually, talk about like a lot of these rappers because even Lil Wayne got in trouble last year for like this kind of shit too, with the weapon charges and all that stuff. And it's weird especially for rap because actually you talked about how being a rapper nowadays is very dangerous.
It's the most dangerous, one of the most dangerous jobs. What other job requires you to literally have a
bodyguards 24/7? You know what I'm saying? People are literally out to rob you, kill you, all this shit. People are like, there's mad rappers are dying nowadays.
Bro, we saw what was it? What's his name? MO3, who got shot on the highway.
Yeah.
Like, Sci-Hi the Prince getting shot at.
Yeah, so like
in Atlanta, like for what?
So
like,
for all these gun charges, like. It's tough because, like, as a rapper, like, you want to be protected. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have a piece on you to make sure you're protected. Because I'm saying you having kids die, like, who are 20, 21 years old, just trying to do them. All these rappers, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
bro,
how
Pop
can you
Smoke died at what? Not right before he turned 21.
Exactly, bro. Same thing with X.
20 years old. Like,
yo,
we're about to be 25 this year.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
And these are guys who did more in life than we ever did, and they did it where they couldn't even legally drink.
Exactly.
And it's just so...
Or legally own a gun, but you need that shit to stay alive in this game. It's just how it is. So It's like... And it's tough, because what do you do? You know what I'm saying? The law says one thing, but you got to protect yourself at the same time, so... just...
I think it's also a thing of not having the right people around you. And not that, like... any of his boys obviously don't care about him or shit like that.
Right.
Maybe it's the optics, because I don't want to say this like it's facts, but maybe it's just the optics of how it looks. But at least like in the 90s when you were coming to the early 2000s, like being a rapper, if you had a group of friends around you supporting you to be a rapper, like that was, it was a long haul. Like, you know, it was a very long shot and you were never sure if you were going to make it. You know, there was no internet to just, you know, you had to make your CDs, Nipsey shit, make your CDs and go sell it for $100. Obviously nobody but him did that, but just like the sense of you had to go make CDs, go out to, you know, give them out. So like it was more of a
hustle.
And it'd be like, or if you see like the NWA movie, like with them, it's like they all collectively like wanted to do this, and then they worked their asses off to do this. Compared to now, where it's like, okay, like say like I'm friends with a certain somebody who lives down the road. They make a hit song that gets on the internet. Now they start popping, and because me and him are cool, and he don't have many people that he associates with, now it's like, okay, now he brings me with him. Cool, dope. Now I'm going around in interviews. You know, I'm like, this is my boy. Yeah, I got his back. Blah blah blah. But now something serious is about to go down, and he has a gun on him. You know, if it's you and me, yeah, I'm gonna take that gun for you because you've been my best friend since we were 10. Yeah, like, I'll take that with no problem. But if it's somebody I don't really know that well, I'm just cool with it. He started popping off, oh, poor group. Then it's like, you know, I could understand why. Hey, there you go, buddy. But it's like at that point, I could then understand like where it's not that, because like I see a lot of just, and I don't say this because I see a lot of like the narratives going around of people being like, oh, you know, your boy's supposed to take that for you, but it's like, well, how well do these two know each other? You should take that in consideration. Not that they're not, and that's the thing, not that none of them are friends, but they just might not be friends long enough to where it's like, I'm going to take a gun charge for you.
Like, we know just since we were 10 years old, so obviously we do that for you. But if you met like last year and decided to do something and pop off, like, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and now obviously devil's advocate though, it's like at the end of the day though, it's like the rapper is the bag. You need to protect the bag.
True.
And that this should be the mentality of all these people. I just don't, you know, again, like a lot of these kids nowadays where it's like they don't have OGs to kind of put them on the right path. You know, I think that's another problem we have is just the fact that I don't think there's a lot of older people really trying to open the door for some of these people and really give them a chance.
That's on the old heads too. Like, you know, that's all I listen to is that kind of music. You know, honestly, I feel like a lot of them are you know, they're shitting on the newer generation. I get it. It's not what you grew up. It's what you know. But you gotta it's like you gotta open the door from at least, so you know, because music is beautiful in every shape and form. So it's like you gotta at least.
And what I also noticed is because Melly Mel, who we met at the lucky enough at the party a few years ago, he's now been doing interviews on Vlad TV. And I recommend you guys or anybody out there go listen to Melly Mel's interview because he actually gives a very, as somebody who was literally the origin of, you know, where Grandmaster and the Furious, like the origins of hip hop.
Facts. Founding father, straight up.
Literally the founding father. The fact that he's a founding father of hip hop, to hear his perspective on how he looks at everything now is actually pretty interesting. Like he, you know, has been saying he doesn't really think Jay's all that great of a rapper. He thinks he could easily beat Eminem in a battle. Like literally, he literally said like it would be the easiest thing I ever did. And he was asking him about, you know, what he thought of hip hop nowadays, and he says like he don't like it throughout basically anything that happened after NWA. He doesn't fuck with because he feels like it became too much about the streets, and the whole point of hip hop was to be for the people to get out of poverty rather than portraying the life of what street life is. That's fair. And honestly, through all that, like that's what I think of, like what you said about the old head thing. It's like y'all can't be mad at them for taking it in a different direction that you took away from a different direction from the founding fathers of hip hop.
Exactly. That's fair. Yeah.
So when I think like that, like I agree with you. It's like these old heads should just get out of their own self and just go work with the younger artists. And that's why Snoop is so fucking dope. Snoop will work with anybody. If you dope, he likes you. Facts. He's with you. He's gonna make a song with you.
Feature.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, if you got a feature from Snoop, like that's legit.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, but at the same time, but like right now, if you say like, oh, I need a Drake feature, you have to become like whether it's a meme, something. You have to become a moment in the pop culture for Drake to even notice you and then want to do a feature with you. Snoop, if just Snoop comes across your shit and seems to like it, he'll fuck with it because as Snoop always says, gangster recognizes gangster. Like he doesn't judge. I think the way a lot of older heads do.
I agree. He's honestly he's one of the rappers that's for the people, shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like he does youth football. He does a lot for the community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people don't understand like what Snoop has been.
And I hear his son's a pretty good football player too.
Yeah. I think he plays college somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just one more thing too. Also, I want to talk about like rap groups as well. You know what I'm saying? We talk about MW and all that stuff. And it's just I feel like rap groups are dying in today's music game. Not just rap, but all music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, that's why for me, like,
it's sad, honestly. Yeah.
I think it's because it's much harder. I think just because of past examples, I feel like a lot of rappers today just realize that it's not smart to be in a group. I think they all realize that it's like being in a group is it's a lot more work. Because think of anybody that has popped off from a big song, even the last few years, that was part of a group, is no longer, the YBN and YBN guys, they didn't work out, fell apart. You got the, oh my God, they had the big fucking song. They were just on Adam 22 with the interview.
The rap group?
I think Travis Porter. It was the name of the rap group. No, I can't. Whatever.
But you're right though. A lot of rap groups nowadays aren't even lasting at all.
Yeah, and I think a lot of other rappers just realize it's better to come up with my own. Like definitely, I think.
But it still works. Well, I feel like New York rappers know how to do it.
I think we will have rap groups in the future, but not in the traditional sense of what we think. Mm-hmm. Like Migos is probably going to be the last one. Mm-hmm. I think everything from this point forward is instead of rap group, it's more of rap camps. I think it's going to be way more of like
more collective. Than
like Dreamville. I think Dreamville is going to be it's
collective.
Yeah, a collective of just people who fuck with each other that are some are under the same label, some are just really cool with them. Mm-hmm. They'll make collab albums that work well together, and I think it'll be a lot of this and that. Oh, well, let's see. Is it? No, it's still gone.
But yeah, which I mean, but we always talk about it too. Is like one of the big rap groups that we both love is Slaughterhouse, and we love the fact that how all the rappers,
Joe Budden.
Facts. How all the rappers in that group, we love them all individually. And when they all came together, they all made something really special. And I always felt like they're always competing to have the best verse in every song. Where it's like we're missing that, honestly.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing about rap in general. We're missing completely the competitiveness.
Yeah, people are just out here trying to chase it back. Which nothing wrong with that. Get your bag. You know what I'm saying? But throw some competitive. That's why I like people like Kendrick Lamar, who knows that, who loves that aspect of it. It's the competitive nature. You know what I'm saying? That's why we always want to talk about like people who want to collab. I feel like that's why I always feel like J. Cole and Kendrick always do good together because they both had that mentality.
Like let's try to outdo each other.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, no. To me, that's. I agree. Trust me, I could go on this for days of just how like. Once competitiveness left rap, that's when I think it became just really.
It became pop. It literally became pop. Rap literally became pop.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just whatever.
You know? It is what it is. There's a lot of good music.
I also wanted to talk a little bit more about the transitioning a little bit. Mm-hmm. The Snyder Cut.
We'll go back to that. All right.
Just because I feel like I definitely for in all transparency for our spoiler review, we have been drinking all day. I was pretty tired. I didn't really get a chance to really give out my thoughts. Where it's like.
Also, you have a chance now that you've seen it more than once.
Yeah, that I've seen him a few times now to kind of be like, get a better grip on it, where it's like, I really, 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 really just love the attention to detail of where you could see where this was going to go after the movie. Like in Justice League, whatever Justice League 2 or 3 would have been. Mm-hmm. Like, rewatching it, right? There's a scene when you got Darkseid, coming to the first time he came to Earth for the invasion, when they show like the first invasion and how he failed and shit, right? People were saying like if you notice the way the cliff looks at, like with the water behind all of them, mm-hmm. It looks a lot like how the cliffs and water looks at Themyscira, right? So the whole thing is that the anti-life equation. So now the theory was the anti-life equation is on Themyscira, which is why Zeus made it that nobody could see and why he hid Themyscira. Why, even though Wonder Woman left,
you know how to come back.
She couldn't come back.
Interesting.
And now
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So it's like, huh. Like, when you just think about it in those aspects, it's like, wow. So, like, there's a whole lot more history just all, like, right there in that it's like, yeah, you could see, which is also why in the Snyder Cut, so spoilers for the Snyder Cut now, when you see Diana die, like, when Cyborg has the vision of Diana dying and having her funeral, it was on Themyscira with all the other, because that's where he found the anti-life equation. So I just rewatching, I just like love the detail where it's like, oh shit, like there's so much that like again, like now when I watch Wonder Woman, it's like, oh, that's why the island is hidden. That is why y'all can't leave. You know what I mean? Just certain shit like that. That's like,
that makes a lot of sense.
That it's like, you know what? Like, Zack really knew what he was doing.
Bring it back. Run it back, Zack. Run it back.
I want to say it so bad, but at the same time, it's like I haven't been part of that group yet of Restore the Snyderverse, just because I don't want to get my hopes up. You know what I mean? Like people forget, like, this was 4 years of, you know, hashtag release a Snyder Cut, and just 4 years of, as a fan, of just anxiety, of just being upset that it's never gonna happen. So now we got it. It's like, you know, it's like, it's kind of like, really don't bite the hand that feeds you. Mm-hmm. Like, you yelled for years to get this release a Snyder Cut. You bullied the studio into finally doing it. They do it. They give Zack the money to do it. They don't pay him for it, so he gets to bully them around now. So now immediately, after all this time, they gave you a 4-hour cut, and the first thing you did after those 4 hours was people tweeting, "Restore the Snyderverse, restore the Snyderverse." It's like, well, no wonder they fucking don't want, like, no wonder in all the interviews this past week they keep saying, nah, we're going a different direction, blah, blah, blah. Because it's like, we already listened to you all the first time. We did what you wanted. Can we go do what we want? Because at the end of the day, people need to forget, this is not Zack Snyder's property. It is Warner Brothers' property. It is DC's property. These characters, they can do whatever the fuck they want with them.
It's true.
Like, they don't owe us shit.
That's true.
So it's like, you gotta let them do what they want eventually with their own product.
I agree.
You know?
Would you think that the studio would eventually get bullied enough into restoring the Snyderverse, maybe at some point?
No, but what I can see, which is what people should be focusing more on instead of putting the hashtag, is get the stream numbers up. Rewatch the movie as many times as you can. If it becomes HBO Max's most watched thing ever and continues to be that, then what are they going to do other than do something with that? You know what I mean? Like, you have to give them a reason to, other than hashtag I want this.
Yeah.
You know, you got to give them a bit more of a, okay, like, you guys are really willing to stream as much as you can. That helps us out later down the road for our streaming service. So I think it'll be a mix of things.
Interesting. Okay.
And just let me just check the camera. And I think I figured it out. I think I figured out how to get it to recording for more than 2 minutes.
Oh,
guys, I figured out technology.
We're on our way up.
Look at this, making improvements.
You know what I'm saying?
But also to just kind of go back to like all the characters too. Like obviously everyone's talked about Cyborg. In every review you're going to see for the Snyder Cut out there, like, he is obviously the heart of the film. There's really not much else to say there. But I just really, 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 really appreciate more and more every time I watch it now that Flash scene. When he travels back in time.
Yeah, he has a little pep talk on him. He's like, you have to break this rule, Barry. Honestly, that hits.
Every time I've watched the movie so far, that scene specifically just continues to hit. It does not miss for me. Like, the way he just, because it's also like the visual of it. Mm-hmm. It's not like he's seeing things exploding or something coming at him. It's like, no, at this point, you see the universe is about to just.
You literally see the light of the end of the universe. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
And then it just goes away.
And then he's just like, okay, well, I'm going to have to go to the speed light right now. And then just goes.
Yeah.
And the way he does it, of like, again, I get people have clowned, like, the way he runs. To me, it's a purposeful thing. The way he runs, especially in that moment when you see him, that's his way of breaking in the Speed Force, was how he, like, flowed his arm into it. Like, it's very much more of like the best way I noticed it was when they're in the carrier to go to the final battle, and they're all putting on, you know, their armor, getting everything together.
And he's doing yoga.
And he's just doing yoga. Yeah. Like, that's what it is for him. Mm-hmm. It's a very, like a meditative kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Like he really has to be focused into doing it. So it's not just about like making sure my body goes real fast.
It's
like,
not just running.
It's not just running for him. Because also like because you saw like the second he even moves his feet to twist, his shoes burn off.
Facts.
Like every little like when he stopped slowly to go to Iris, you saw like he was breaking the gravel on the ground just by walking near it.
Yeah, see, that's
So
why you
it's
had to
like,
be so careful.
So
picking
that's
her
why I
up,
also
putting her
think
down,
he doesn't run the traditional way, because for him it's like, yo, I'll be destroying everything I run into. Like what the fuck? Like I have to be very careful and delicate to how I handle my powers.
This is clearly he's pretty new at the power, so he hasn't gotten the phasing stuff yet. He hasn't really.
Well, he did phase. He does phase.
When he got knocked in the no, I feel like that was accidental. It wasn't like, you know.
But still, but that doesn't mean like
he's still learning. He doesn't have it under control. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's he has all the powers. I think he's aware of all the powers. That's why he said it was his rule not to do the time travel thing.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't have enough experience of actually controlling it. But other than that, like I
also really enjoyed his conversation with his dad all those times, especially at the end when his dad's like, "Oh my god, see, he learned." I told him I didn't teach him anything he knows. You know, so I thought it was really funny.
Well, they just recasted him for the Flash because he's gonna be he has to shoot season 2 of the morning show on Apple TV Plus.
Oh, with Steve Carell, right?
Yeah. Which he just won an Emmy for, so I don't blame him. Like if I'm winning an Emmy on this show, I'm probably not gonna go to Flash where I had one little scene and
it makes sense.
Yeah.
No one really knows. You know.
But they recasted him with. It's great casting. I'm very excited for it. Ron Livingston. The nigga from Office Space.
I never saw Office Space.
What?
Yeah, I never saw Office Space. They made two of those, right? There was Office Space and another one, right?
Please go watch Office Space. Okay, you saw The Conjuring 1?
Yes.
The dad of the family that gets possessed.
Okay.
Who's like all like corny. And he's like, wait, my wife had shit. Like, but no, I was saying Ron Livingston is that's the one with the Family Guy joke when he's on the bus with those old people and they're like. He's like, our son's an actor. What's his name? Ron Livingston. What's he in? But no, he's a good actor, and I'm really excited that they got him in for. So yeah, but they did recasted him. They casted young Barry. They casted somebody else in an undisclosed role, and they did cast his mom for the movie. So
nice.
We're getting there. But also, Michael Keaton actually confirmed that he's not 100% sure he's coming back. He said, I have a lot of things in the work right now. He said, like, he has the script, like, in his tablet to look at. Yeah. But he's like, I honestly haven't looked at it. So, you know.
You're a working man. You got to know.
But I also think it's kind of like a...
You did it a long time ago. It's over for you, I guess. You know?
No, yeah, but it's kind of like, to me, that's the real full circle. Like, people thought, like, when Birdman came out, it's like, oh, it's his full circle. Like, he went from playing Batman to now an actor who played a guy, you know, like... Yeah. To then he does Spider-Man Far From Home. And it's like, oh no, full circle. Now he's the Vulture. He's all the different bats and like the flying creatures. But to me, it's like, no, that shit's cool. But to have you come back just one last time as an old version of your Batman, I think that'd be a nice full circle.
That's a full circle.
Yeah.
Like literally just like one scene, just one or two scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What does it hurt? What does it hurt?
Not your bank account. You probably be a little more extra in there, if anything. You know what I'm
So
saying?
so the Flash movie got me really excited. Yeah. But back to the Snyder Cut. I really thought it was like I just keep rewatching it, kind of expecting at some point for me to be like, whatever now. Like, but like, no, like this shit is just so.
It exceeded my expectations.
Yeah,
honestly.
So and the fact that it's 4 hours like never bothers me. Like I just.
Now I'm hearing that the dudes, the Russo brothers, want to do like a 4-hour cut of the.
Well, no, they were joking around saying we'll make the 6-hour version of Avengers, but it's never gonna happen.
That's too much.
Nah, and the fuck, Marvel went from hey, you want to do Captain America 2? Okay, hey, you want to do Civil War but have like a lot of Avengers? Oh, okay. Now do you want to do like the
actual
big,
Avengers?
Yeah, the big Avengers. Oh, we'll give you like 2 movies to do it, to tell your whole story. Like,
bro, they really moved up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, they had. I'm not gonna lie, I think the Captain America was some of the best in the MCU. So
the Captain America trilogy is the best superhero trilogy in the MCU.
I agree. Yeah.
Because Thor 1's great, Thor 2, and Thor 3 great. To me, every Cap America just gets better and better. Like to me, the first one's great, the second one's amazing, the third one is just
fire.
it's just that at that point, someone's just like a whole fucking roller coaster. It's
That's
like,
facts.
can this really even exist?
Facts.
You know. But I will say though, it still doesn't top the Dark Knight trilogy for the fact that there's still certain things left between I think the second and third one that you have to see some Avengers stuff to kind of get to know, to understand. Like,
Oh, okay.
like in terms of the characters, like the characters like, that are fighting. It's like if you didn't see Age of Ultron, you don't have really any investment in Wanda and Vision.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah.
Or if you didn't, but that's really about it. I don't know, just minor things. It's like minor things, but other than that, like it's still.
That's right. I get it. That's
still the best.
True. That's
yeah,
true. Yeah.
It's still the best within the trilogy. So.
I'm just excited what they're gonna do with the next Batman and Robert Pattinson. It looks good so far. I'm excited for that.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Let me make sure the camera's not out for what I'm about to have to say on this. Ooh, I'm just killing technology today. Listen, Robert Pattinson is gonna fucking murder it as Batman.
I agree.
I think he's gonna be. To me, Ben Affleck was the best live action iteration of Batman, and not iteration. I don't mean that he had the best movies. He didn't have. Obviously, his movies are nowhere near The Dark Knight, but his interpretation of that character, that to me is the most comic book to screen I've ever seen. But I believe Robert Pattinson is going to be that for the general public. I think he's going to be the best thing for the general public since they saw Christian Bale in Batman Begins. I think people are going to go over the fucking moon for it because I don't. I still to this I still fight people now because people don't like. They go the Twilight guy. It's like you clearly haven't seen Good Time, so automatically I can't talk to you. If you haven't seen the movie Good Time with Robert Pattinson, you cannot tell me that he is not a good actor and that he could not play Batman.
Well, I'll tell you this: have those people that have saying this, have they seen the trailer? Do you know if they've seen?
Oh, that's not the other thing. Like the trailer itself.
Anybody I've talked to who've seen the trailer I've never heard say a bad thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like how could you? It shit looks good. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's a Twilight guy. He's killing it. Fuck.
That's what I'm saying. So I can't fucking wait. Now, they just announced. I forgot to mention this when we talked about MCU stuff. So they moved a bunch of movies on their slate. Now Kingsman and Free Guy come out like early 2022. The Free Guy's the one.
What Ryan Reynolds? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, they got moved. I thought it was coming out in May. I was so excited for that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like weird about that movie because I feel like it was a movie that I was already kind of like about. Like in terms of like it looked like it was a cool concept, but it could go real bad real quick.
Yeah.
And I guess now it's one of those things of like. We've waited so long.
I know.
And I remember before the movie theaters closed, that trailer played for almost every fucking movie, and it was annoying because it came to the point where it's like you're overdoing it for me to even hype this up, and now on top of it, it's like wait, I gotta wait longer, and now you have to do a whole new.
Is it like editing campaign. Or is it because like COVID and stuff like that too?
COVID was the complete reason. Yeah. So.
Like the movie's done, right?
Yeah. At this point, everything's good.
Yeah.
But that comes out later on.
I mean, movie theaters are open now. Might as well just drop it. Like.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? We're
still not at full capacity. Like you need full capacity numbers for movies to come back out in theaters.
Especially movies like that aren't like big blockbusters yet. So I get it.
So that's the thing. So they moved a bunch of stuff. The only two that are gonna be in theaters and on Disney Plus for premiere access
is Black Widow. I know that.
And Cruella with Emma Stone.
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna go see the two in theater because I'd rather pay $20 to see Cruella and Black Widow because tickets are only like 10 something. That's the tickets are cheaper now too.
We're trying to see Kong versus Godzilla. Shit.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
But I'd rather pay $10, $20. Well, $10 to go see Black Widow, another $10 to go see Cruella, and only spend $20 and spend $30 on just one of them on Disney Plus.
That's facts. Yeah.
Like honestly, guys, like if you're somebody who has kids, you have a family, I understand. Premiere access is probably the best shit for you. Spend that $30, save the rest of your money from taking all your kids out and have to buy all those snacks.
That's true.
Definitely do that. But if you don't got kids,
maybe you want to take a girlfriend on a date, something.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to go on a date, that's the thing. Going on a date will probably cost you about the same as watching it at home. But even if it's like you and your friend want to go see this movie, you both paying $10, you both just save $20 on not going. Like you save $20 extra bucks.
Even above that too. Honestly, it's good to get out of the house for one, and things
Get
are
the movie theater experience.
get the movie theater experience where honestly you're forced to keep your phone on silent, charge your phone, just like get away from all that shit. Get away from the world and just focus your mind on whatever you're watching. You know what I'm saying? That's a great thing. Everybody needs it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're all kind of stressed from everything going on in the world. Like, just literally get away from that for like a second and like for like those hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, how long the movie is. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoy your experience. You know what I'm saying? Have some popcorn. Every time I go to movies, I get that fucking frozen slushy shit. Fire.
I just feel bad for Black Widow because it's like just the character itself. Like, people wanted your Solo movie like 10 years ago,
but they give
and now you finally get it
after you die. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and then on top of that, like, COVID comes out, so you keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and now it's coming out, but we're also gonna drop it on Disney Plus.
It's supposed to be the first thing, right? Like before Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier, before WandaVision, it was like
before everything. Yeah, Black Widow was supposed to be the first thing post Endgame. Well, I mean, other than Far From Home.
Yeah, but Far From Home isn't still part of Phase 3 technically?
Yes, it is the technical last movie in that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like weird, like where they keep the continuity for the fact that Sony owns all that. So
it's like it's even harder to even.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for the third movie.
Yeah, I mean Venom 2 also got delayed till the fall time, but I'm fine with that.
They have a name for it already, right?
Yeah. Let There Be Carnage. It's Venom. Let There Be Carnage.
No, I meant for Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Spider-Man. No Way Home.
Yeah.
Number 3. Let's put it in the universe now. Let's just keep putting it out there. Garfield, Maguire, come back, please.
Facts, that'd be lit as hell. I know Tom Holland said already that they're not coming back, but they don't tell him anything. What the fuck he knows?
If they don't come back, I will choke this baby Groot.
Oh wow, I am Groot.
Can you choke Groot though? He's wood.
No, I don't think he can breathe. He doesn't have oxygen, so you can't really choke him.
Okay, well, can't be choked then, motherfucker.
I think Groot is actually one of the most OP characters in the Avengers. If you think about it.
I mean, he is, but he's also kind of like pretty boring. It's kind of like Superman. Like, Superman's obviously the most OP character ever, but he's kind of boring.
Because he's so OP. That's why they didn't bring him. That's why they didn't start fighting till the end of the movie.
Because he literally could kill everyone.
The movie would have been over in the first 20 minutes if he was alive.
Word, that 4-hour movie would have been a half hour.
Like, if Mary was still alive, you talk about Darkseid? Don't worry, I got this.
Like, that's why I love Man of Steel. I think they actually gave him some character by, like,
they made him human a little bit. That's what made that movie beautiful.
Yeah.
They made it human, you know?
Yeah. Good way to think about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I need something new to watch. I just feel like I've been re-binging a lot of Drake and Josh.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. It's a great show. Shit.
Yeah. Great show.
Megan.
It's like crazy, like rewatching it though, how much not only does it hold up, but like the acting and storyline's good. The only thing like I actually feel bad rewatching it is, like, I get the ongoing thing that Drake was a player and that he got all these girls, but part of me was like, it would have been nice if they ended the show where he was actually in a happy relationship with somebody.
It's crazy too. He had like 4 different happy relationships and then they ended. They never expressed how they all ended. Like they just were ended. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like there was. The only 2 I can remember that I really fucked with was...
It was like goth chick from that record
store. Carly, I think was her name.
Yeah.
She worked at that record store that he really liked.
Yeah, because they had that bet if we can get more girls.
That's exactly, right? Yeah. So that's the thing. I loved her. And the actress was great, too. They had great chemistry. But also the episode when Josh is trying to impress Mindy's parents.
Yeah. And
he brings them over and he has the other girl that he was having the wrestling with because he thought she was tougher. Like, she thought he was... Like, they thought each other was tougher than the other. I actually really like that chemistry, but that's another one where, like, then the next episode they never address like what happened to her.
That's all of them, man. It just don't make no sense.
And it's like, I don't know, just it would have been nice, like, just a little growth for Drake. Like he doesn't have that much, but give him a little something.
Even Josh ended up having Mindy.
No, instead they were like, "Yo, you're a new Timmy Turner. Put on this pink hat." Why they decided to make Drake Bell the live action Timmy Turner?
I don't want to talk about it. He's doing like Spanish music now too.
Oh, that's right. He went to Mexico. So no revival for Drake and Josh. That's why they were like, let's get our Carly.
I mean, he's a great singer. I don't listen to a lot of his music, but he has a good voice, good talented voice.
No, from what I hear, he's actually very popular.
He's talented. In Mexico. Did it stop?
Alright, it did stop, so we had we'll just replace the images depending on how far it is, but it's all good, guys.
Yeah, but I guess we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, I mean, like Drake. Yeah, I don't know about the whole. Am I the one who's not excited for the iCarly reboot?
Not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now, first of all, I heard Jeanette McCurdy's not even come back, so that's like that's half of iCarly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, yeah, but and her reasoning though was pretty well.
It makes sense.
Yeah, she said she said she didn't like the way she acted. She didn't like her portrayal of the character. She didn't like the jobs and roles she was getting. So she was just like, acting's not.
And I would have done the same thing in her shoes too. But at the end of the day, she was half of iCarly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah.
Like, you know,
my whole thing is just more of like. I guess I have to maybe rewatch it. Because I just remember that, no, don't you do it, God damn it. Just go if you're going to go. Stupid pipes. We really got to get ourselves out of this basement.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, guys, like and subscribe. Help us get out of here.
And give us money. No facts, though.
We got to stop with that joke. Guys, if you stick with us long enough, I promise you when we get to Patreon and we're allowed to, we will definitely explain that joke.
It's from a Vine back in the day.
Word. I guess I had to rewatch it because like I remember watching like when the show first started. I remember watching it. I remember liking it.
First of all, Freddie was the first simp. He was the original simp. That's a fact, bro. He was the original simp, bro. He did everything for Carly, who did nothing for him. Like,
you know, the only way I'm gonna ever want this revival to happen is if they just address the fact that Crazy Steve kidnapped Megan, brought her to a new city, brainwashed her, and is trying to act.
I'm your older brother.
Yo, that's the other thing. Rewatching him, his performance as Crazy Steve and Drake and Josh still holds up. I don't know if it would be funny to kids nowadays or they would get it, but it's just so fucking funny.
It's so funny.
Like when he had
from the moment he first stepped on scene, when Josh rolled in the movie theater, he's like, "Oh, by the way, the cup holder in one seat is broken." He's like, "Oh, maybe I should just drop everything and just fix the damn cup holder."
You know, people are starving in the world. When you need to have a comfortable. No, I was rewatching the one with when he has that foreign chick come to visit.
Oh yeah, with the goat.
And when she comes to visit, and he gets like he has Crazy Steve find like the special movie. For her to pick from her country to play in the American theater, and she's like, "Oh, like I would love to see it, Josh, but I've already seen it 32 times." And he's like, "Okay, we can go see the puppet one." Crazy Steve's like, he's like, "Oh, Josh, the theater's ready," and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna see the puppets instead." He's like, "Oh, well, because when you asked me, it took me 5 hours just to find the movie, get that new clearance for the projection. So somebody is watching Eat Glogoma, Josh Nichols."
Josh Nichols. Bro, that nigga's so funny, bro. My favorite moment of his is that one episode when everybody's trapped in the house because of the rainstorm and everything. And they had the crank TV.
Oh yeah,
he was like, "Dora, don't ask me. You're of the map."
He's like, "My arm's getting tired."
Dora. And then his mom woke and came to change up. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
of course. Of course, Mrs. Parker. Go ahead. Oh God.
Don't ask me. You're the one with the map. Like, why are you so angry? That shit's too funny, bro. Oh man.
I don't know why my mind's still on the Jello thing.
I mean, it's not a bad thought. If you had the money, I would do it.
Guys, this is the podcast for really, really stupid ideas. So if you could send in some of your stupid ideas as a kid that you would do with the money, your rich money now. Like if you had money.
Leave it in the comments.
Yeah, if you basically that's the question for the day. If you had Jeff Bezos' money, what dumb shit that you wanted to do as a kid would you do with that money that you couldn't do?
That's a good question.
Like I know for me as a kid, like I would have been like, if I had Jeff Bezos' money, I would have pulled to the school and been like, "Yo, shut down recess for a week." Give them the money, like I want you to build the biggest fucking playground you can think of, and make it not safe.
Nah. Remember the book fairs? But like, you ever went to one of those book fairs and you always saw cool stuff, you didn't have no money to buy the cool stuff? Sold out. Buying everything, bro. It's all mine.
Yeah.
Buying. I walk in, all mine.
I'll be like, first off, all the Magic Treehouse books.
Here's a rack.
Put them in a bag.
All mine. All the fun erasers. That's mine. I'm taking that shit home. Here's 50 stacks. That's all me.
It's like these stimmy jokes. Got my stimmy, like, go to the book fair, like, yo. All the Cirque du Freak books, all 22, put them in the bag for me.
That's all mine. All the Animal Planet coloring books, that's me. That's all mine. Throw them in the back.
Or I'd be a real dickhead. I would buy all the books, but then I would keep all like the magazines they would give us out first to see what we wanted, and I would just go. I would go into class and be like, "Here's all the shit I bought."
Everything's marked.
Oh,
everything.
God.
It's mine now.
What's up, Bale?
What's up, my guy?
Oh,
alrighty.
Bitch ass Batman.
Facts. If Christian Bale's Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman fought,
Ben Affleck would put the. You saw what he did to all those guys in a warehouse.
Oh, he murdered them
alone.
Yeah.
It's like, again, Ben Affleck's Batman. Be like that, throw a battering ring at you real quick. He's got all these fucking other fight moves that you saw. Every Dark Knight, and I love the Dark Knight movies. The Dark Knight, like, they're still my favorite Batman. Every movie. Like it's literally just this.
That.
And
it was a suit. He was like he wasn't as mobile.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
He couldn't even turn his neck.
Well, no, but you're thinking about Batman Begins. I'm talking about the Dark Knight when he was able to turn his head and shit. Nigga made a whole suit so he could turn his fucking head, and it's still just like, and then gets stabbed by a knife in Joker's foot. Are you kidding me?
Bro, you got trained by the nigga from Taken. You gonna tell me this how you fight?
Like, honestly, bro, again, like, Bales gets shot by Two-Face with a revolver, and he falls to the ground. Ben Affleck gets hit in the shot point blank in the back of his head and had enough armor to protect him at least for that one shot. So then he turned around. Like, you're not about to tell me his 20-year Batman is ever beating this nigga who was only on like year 2 or 3.
That's true. Plus that Batman beat up Superman. He had a hard time with Bane. You know what I'm saying?
And the Bane didn't even have venom. Like,
you literally had it was a normal nigga.
You literally just had a normal nigga who wanted to just fight you.
He was brawling, yes, but that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he literally had a mask that was keeping him alive. Like, you basically got beat up by a facially disabled person.
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah.
Like, in all intents and purposes, that Bane was disabled.
Yeah, pretty much.
He just happened to be hella strong. It's so crazy. It's so crazy to me when people try to have, like, arguments with me. Like, I think what it is, like, people don't realize that it's like, just because you love something so much doesn't mean that that's fact. So like you could love like Christian Bale's Batman as being your favorite Batman. That doesn't mean he's a Batman that would win everything. That's just not a fact. Like
that's something people don't understand too. Just because you love something doesn't mean you're blind to their faults. You know?
Exactly. And also just doesn't mean like that's the thing is like when I say like that Bale's isn't as great as Affleck, I'm talking about in terms of the character of Batman.
Of course.
Like the interpretation of him.
Of course. Obviously, the Dark Knight trilogy is way better than the other. Yeah,
exactly. He still has the better movies.
By far.
Like,
yeah,
what the fuck do you want from him? Like,
yeah.
But it's just, to me, it's like, what I find crazy is like, for the general going audience out there who likes superhero movies, what y'all gotta realize is there's a reason this shit became popular in the first place. It was nerds like me as a kid, as you remember, going into the fucking comic book store and buying random issues every week. It was a whole generations of my grandfather's generation, my dad's generation, me, of going to the stores and buying these books is why they became popular. They became so popular that then, Hollywood was like, we're going to start making movies off those. And you get the 78 Superman and the 89 Batman. Like, yeah, that's when you get all those things. But what people don't realize is that, like, those characters became popular, and now they're being made into movies. The movies are going to take a different direction than the comic books.
Yeah. They want to tell their own stories in the movies.
Which is great. Now, we are getting to a place that because comic book movies are being taken so much more seriously and has so much more money invested, the stories can now be told more fleshed out. So now we can get into the things in the comics we couldn't get into, or that people thought would have been too weird. And one of them being is like, just a quick example is, you know, when it comes to Batman learning to be Batman, there's no version of the comic books where he's trained by Ra's al Ghul. That was done for the movies because it's like, all right, we want to bring the character of Ra's in. We don't want to do Joker yet. We don't do like Chris Nolan wanted to do something more grounded, a different take.
Yeah.
So in a grounded, different take, yes, Ra's al Ghul would be a much more logical, real world person to train him.
Yeah.
But even then, they changed it in the comics. They're called the League of Shadows in The Dark Knight. In the comics, they're the League of Assassins.
True.
So it's like...
Even in the CW shows, you're going to see this League of Assassins.
Because that's the comic book accurate version. So, like, what I just find it crazy is, like, that's why I feel like a lot of arguments I get into people is, like, people who are general fans of being like, oh, well, I like this version better, so what you're saying is dumb. It's like, no. Well, you're, like, you can still love that movie.
Beauty in all of it.
Yeah, you can still love that movie. All I'm saying is the reason why I'm writing for this version, say, of, like between Bale's and Affleck's Batman, I ride for Affleck's Batman more because me, as somebody who read the comics, I look at that on screen and I go, that literally brings me back to being a kid reading that comic.
Yeah.
And wishing one day I would see it on screen.
Yeah.
I never got that with Bale's. Not for any of those movies. And I was
an original story.
I was 9 years old when Batman Begins came out and saw that shit in the theaters.
Fire.
4 years later, seeing it in 2008, so now I'm like, it came out summer 2008, so I was actually 11 turning 12. No, 2008. No, that's 3 years later. What? Fuck. Yeah, 2008.
2008,
It was in the summer. So you just turned 12. I was 11 still. Like when the movie itself came out, because it came out in the summer.
Yes,
Yeah. So that's the thing. I was there at 9, 11.
It was the same year as Iron Man.
Yeah. And then 2012 was the last one. Avengers came out, and by the time we were in high school, we were about juniors? No, sophomores. We were sophomores when that came out. Yeah.
2012, we were sophomores.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I was there for every single one in theater. To the point when The Dark Knight Rises came out, I went and saw like the big premiere where they had all three playing like in a row. And I can tell you, watching all those, not one time did I ever watch the Dark Knight movies. And as much as I loved them, I was amazed by the stories. Like I was saying, I look at them more as amazed. I'm more amazed by them as actual films.
Yeah, they're original stories.
Yeah, like The Dark Knight is a crime noir film just with Batman and Joker. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. To me, though, just nothing about them like that I ever watch and go, that was the Batman moment I've always waited for. Mm-hmm. So, I think like all it is just like it's for the general public. It's like just understand that it's like there's people who really were fans of this before you guys became known to these characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it's Shazam, we now have Black. Like, watch. Nobody here that's probably listening to this right now knows the name Black Adam.
I would say a lot of this, even though a lot of this movies came out in the 70s, 80s, it didn't really get popular until like the late 2000s. Like
that's my point. That's what I'm saying. So it's like they gotta realize that it's like, and that was when they started doing things by making original stories just to get people to fuck with the characters first.
Exactly.
Now that people fuck with the characters, we can now go into their comic book lores.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, and I'm talking about that about Batman, Superman, like the main characters. Mm-hmm. We're still doing the original new story stuff with characters that we're still newly introducing to. Meaning like the Guardians of the Galaxy. Mm-hmm. If we did the Guardians of the Galaxy by the true Guardians of the Galaxy comics, it would be none of the characters that we had in that first one. Which means it might have been a whole different version of that film that maybe people didn't like.
Oh, they were they made cameos in the first one too, actually, which I thought was cool.
The second one, they made cameos at the end of the second for Yondu's funeral. They
were there because remember they yelled at Yondu in that one planet.
Yeah, that was in the second one. That was in volume 2. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like those were the original characters, and they're way weirder than the ones we got. Yeah. Like people thought like the talking tree was weird enough. Imagine like
ice, like that fucking motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
diamonds, whatever.
There's so many weird characters in the Guardians of the Galaxy that it's like you have to introduce the popular.
There's a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not even just there's been like a bunch of them, right?
That's what, it's basically an ongoing roster. Yeah. So it's like
Same thing with the Avengers too.
Yeah,
so
so
roster,
so that's what I'm saying. So it's like we're still with these newer characters. We're still having to tell the original stories just so people like the characters, and then later on down the lines that we can bring in the traditional versions that we know and love. But for guys like Batman and stuff, like we're getting that with what looks like with Pattinson's, where it's like it's definitely an original story, but we're getting way more of the original lore of what.
I'm just excited because it looks like they're going more into the detective side of it, which I feel like they failed to do in all the Batman movies.
Yeah, there's not been one great detective Batman.
Exactly, and his little nickname is the world's greatest detective. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't see that in any of the films.
Oh, going back to Ra's al Ghul, Ra's in the comics never refers to him as Batman. He always refers to him as detective.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, not the comics, but like the original animated series.
Yeah.
Remember, he always said, detective. Like he's always referring to him because he respects that that's what he is.
Even the Arkham games, like a large part of it is your detective shit. So it's like,
and that's also why I love the fucking Ben Affleck's, because to me he was the closest we've ever seen to that.
Yeah,
it's still not there, but it's where at least like you had that montage of him getting the kryptonite, learning how to make it into like a spear, the gas
Alfred, get this stuff from all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I hate it in the Dark Knight where it's like anything this motherfucker needed. Hey Lucius. And then you got Morgan Freeman. This is about, and then you have and of course Morgan Freeman, so you got to have him narrate, explain everything. But it's just like,
I love that though.
Come on, you're fucking bad. But I would have respected it more if it, like, I like.
But I get it though, yeah.
That's why the Dark Knight is my favorite out of all of them, because to me it's the least of him having Lucius. Like, at least, like, it's still Lucius doing everything, but at least like the points of like when he goes to Lucius is like, hey, I want you to figure this out. Yeah. But even then, it's like, wait, you're supposed to be a dude who is literally like a biologist in certain aspects. Like you could be it all in terms of a scientist. That's why you're the world's greatest detective, because you can break down anything. Yeah. And you can't figure out how to make a suit that lets your head turn. You gotta have some Lucius do it.
Yeah. Lucius only deals with like the big stuff, like his car and like a bunch of his gadgets and shit like that too. Like it doesn't really deal with any of the
well, Lucius's whole real thing in the comics too is just more of like to help run the company in the way where it's like Bruce can't be there every day, so he helps make sure that anything that could lead Bruce being found out as the Batman, he works with his company to make sure that doesn't happen. Yeah. But that's really it. He's not supposed to be like this whole techie guy that gives him everything that he gets. So that was like those are really my only real gripes with it. But other than that, that's like overall, like I love obviously the character of Batman, and I'm really excited to see where they're going with it. And don't worry, as much as I talk shit, Bale, I still love you. Facts. I didn't mean to do that.
He's gonna whoop your ass later, son.
Yeah, please. On my leg, is that all you're gonna do?
Kick you.
Word. At the end of the day, whatever. You got the best. Damn it. For other people, you got the best live action Joker. So what do you?
I agree.
Just walk away with
Heath
that.
Ledger killed that shit, bro. R.I.P.
Yeah. He's nowhere near mine. Well, Ledger would probably be my third.
Like including anime and everything?
Yeah. I'm including everything. I agree. I include everything.
Well, Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill's number one, yeah. He's number one.
You're never touching what Mark Hamill did with that character. 100%. And
you say something even about Kevin Conroy, so it's like...
Yeah. And for me, I just personally like what Joaquin did a little bit more than Ledger.
Which the movie was
well, you can't
was focused around him.
Well, yeah, well, that's the other thing is you can't compare any of the Jokers, but
because like even the new Joker from the Justice League, he actually has. I feel like he has less screen time in like the three movies he's been in than Heath Ledger's in the Dark Knight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like it's hard to like say,
Yeah, which by the way, also Leto killed it as Joker.
In the Snyder Cut, I thought he absolutely
that conversation
was crazy. Yeah.
That might it's slowly creeping up. I know a lot of people are claiming it already. I'm not gonna go that far yet, but it's slowly creeping up into the live action. Live action is getting real close to being my favorite Joker and Batman interaction.
It was a very good interaction. It was just so creepy, so menacing.
It's the psychological, bro. Yeah, it's the psychological aspect. It's how well they know to dig into each other.
Yeah, it's the hatred. You really felt that. Like it's not even just like a new I just met you. Like it's years of bullshit. you fucking killed
Like
my
you said,
Robin. Like
you
you
said,
know,
you rip this up. I will be more than gladly to explain to you why you sent a boy, the boy Wonder, to do a man's job. Like, and then the whole Harley Quinn shit is just.
Shit is, I will kill you. God. Remember that? And he starts shaking. He's like, oh.
You almost got me. Like,
I thought he did a phenomenal job. Honestly,
yeah,
I think he did a phenomenal job with that.
Yeah, honestly, that's the thing. I don't hate on Leto the way other people do. I don't get where the hate.
I think he didn't get enough opportunity to shine.
No, I know that, but I'm talking about like in general. Jared Leto gets like a lot of hate that I don't necessarily agree with.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of his band, but like I don't know, I don't think he's back.
Here's the thing. First off, it's whatever. It's a generic band. If you like it, you like it. Yeah. I get he's weird with like his whole like things that he does, but I always at the end of the day, like unless like a celebrity is committing like child sex acts or murder. You know what I mean? There's nothing in your outside life that makes me draw like you to the art, like your art. Mm-hmm. So it's like as an actor, it's like unless you're out there, you know, Kevin Spacey little boys or you know what's the name Weinstein on women. Like, all right, in that case, let's get you the fuck up out of here. You're too weird for shit. But somebody like Leto, where it's like he's just a weird dude. Like at the end of the day, it's like whatever. His acting is good. Also, you look at him.
Everybody's weird.
He's older than Ben Affleck.
Is he really?
Believe that, or he's just
the same age. Because Ben Affleck's like 50 something, right?
I'm about to look it up. Hold up, people. Let's.
Well, Jared Leto's been around for a minute though.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So Ben Affleck was born in 1972. He's 2 years younger. So he's about 48. So Ben Affleck's 48, and Leto is. If I can find him,
Gerard Leto.
Gerard Leto.
Jared DeWitt and Jared Leto. Two Jareds.
I wouldn't go
the Jareds.
Far. I don't know why you gotta put my name with him like that. But
the Jareds.
First off, his hair is way longer than mine.
Well, now you cut your hair.
Shut the fuck up. Oh, so it's not crazy, but you know he's a year. He is. He's a year older than Ben Affleck. He's 49, bro.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that.
See how young that motherfucker looks, though.
That makes you think how long is because Ben Affleck
like him and Pharrell really like cannot age at this point. Him, Pharrell, and like Paul Rudd just can't age. You son of a bitch.
They can't age, bro. Even Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman's been old for 50 years, bro.
Word. Oh, that South Park joke that he just gets like a freckle for every time he just narrates something.
I love that.
And then he took a poop. Like he really narrate anything.
I would love him to narrate my life. That would be the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Yo, Morgan Freeman, if you ever see this, can you like just narrate a day for me? That'd be
word.
That'd be lit.
Well, I can't really think of anything I'd talk about this week. This has been a pretty good episode.
It's been pretty long. I think it's a good wrapping up point.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's like a little just, you know, laid back talk day.
You know? Talk about music.
Yeah. I mean, next week we'll definitely be able to get our thoughts on the next episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Correct. Whatever other shows we'd be watching.
Yeah.
I concur.
Yeah. Any... Oh, I didn't realize. The guy who plays the new Captain America, like in the Falcon and Winter Soldier at the end, it's Wyatt Russell. It's Kurt Russell's son.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean,
your dad was Ego. Now
Walmart version of Captain America.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't like how people are going around and being like, he's not the new Cap. It's like, guys.
Shit.
No,
like,
guys, like that's literally, like it's only in the context of the show.
Like, come on, bro.
Like, this is not your actual real Captain America.
You know what I'm saying? You guys, like, that's... You really think that's gonna be the next Captain America? Just
like
that? Like,
you really think they would disrespect Chris Evans by replacing him?
That's
like
what I'm saying, bro.
Quick.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
And he didn't. The suit didn't even look good. You think that's gonna be? You know,
it's literally like the whole point of the show is Sam should have took up the mantle. He didn't. They don't want a black man to do it, so they're gonna give it to another white guy. That's the whole point of the show. So he's not actually. He doesn't have any of Captain America's powers. You know what I mean?
And also in the Winter Soldier coming back into society. In that half.
Obviously, I'm not gonna show anything. We're not gonna show it on here because legally we can't.
Copyright.
Exactly. But if you okay, I should not ruin anything. There is a toy line that has Okay, you basically, if you want no spoilers about Falcon and the Winter Soldier at all.
Well, it's too late because if you heard our last podcast already, you already got all the spoilers.
Yeah, no, but what I'm about to say is like beyond the show spoilers. Like, don't. If you want to know absolutely nothing about the show, go away right now. Do not like this. We're about the end of the episode of the podcast. We'll see you next week. We love you. Thank you. If you don't mind, there are toy lines that have now come out. That pictures are the pictures are now on the internet that show what a certain someone's costume is going to look like by the end of this show. And it's fucking amazing.
I really hope it's Winter Soldier being Captain America like it's supposed to.
No.
Damn.
No.
Is it the Falcon then?
Yeah.
Okay.
But his suit.
It looked good.
Like I said, I'm not going to pull it up because like, that's where I won't spoil you that far to let you see what it looks like. But just know, it's dope.
Looks good?
It looks
really good. That's much of a spoiler.
Well, some people, like, you know, like, some people, I guess, like, you know, who aren't, like, that into the show may not know, like, oh, by the end of this, he'll be the new Captain America. Yeah. So it's like, that's what I mean. Like, I don't want to spoil it by telling you, hey, for sure, he's going to be Captain America, and this is what he's going to look like. Just like a...
I mean...
When Cap gave him... Toy lines have been fucking it up, because I went to Walmart today. Yeah. Fuck you to the marketing company for this shit. They confirmed a certain monster is going to be in King Kong versus Godzilla because the fucking toy was being sold. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not going to say what it is. Because trust me, it's already gone around. And anybody who's listening that actually pays attention to that shit, y'all know. So fuck you to that marketing company for letting those toys get out. Like, it's one thing. Like, it's one thing if the toy, like, picture leaks, like how it did for the Falcon. It's another when it's like, no, I'm in the store. I just look up and it's like, oh. Good to know you're going to fucking be in it.
Well, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah. But other than that, whatever. Next week, actually, that's good. Next week, we'll have our Godzilla and Kong review. Facts. So pay attention for that.
We are going to Salem for a couple days.
We are going to Salem. Wesley, it drops the day we come back.
Oh, so we out. Oh,
the week it comes out. It comes out the 31st. It's a Wednesday. Oh. So it comes out the day we are coming back.
No, we're doing that Wednesday.
Well, we're already going to be...
hungover.
Yeah, I mean, but we'll definitely be. I think we'll definitely be in the mood to be like, oh, movie, yeah. But
most definitely.
Yeah, and then also we'll shoot a review for that. So definitely pay attention for that, guys.
We'll probably out like on Thursday, Friday-ish, around that time.
Yeah. Because that we can probably shoot Wednesday, and then we'll shoot our usual Thursday pod, Thursdays. Now, other than that, though, thank you guys so much for watching this. To our 2 subscribers, well, one of the subscribers is you. So, to our 1 subscriber that's listening, honestly, thank you. Thank you for even subscribing. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Whoever you are, I'll send you...
Don't say we're going to send it. We have nothing to send. Wait till we actually are able to send people stuff.
I'll send you one of his socks, I guess. I don't know.
We'll send you socks for Christmas. But no, thank you guys really so much to anybody who watched this so far. Obviously, this is our first live video that we're recording. Let me even make sure the camera's working. I don't want to get all sentiment and...
It's just not recording.
It's still not recording. Oh, no, it's still recording, but the battery's about to die. So before the battery dies, guys, quick, just thank you so much. We really appreciate everybody that's even listening this far, that's even listening at all, that's even subscribing. We really appreciate it. This has been a long time passion project for us to start a podcast for like almost 5 years now. We finally were able to get the time to start making it work.
It's been a minute.
We tried to do this a few times. It failed in the past. We've shot videos before in the past. It didn't work. I'm talking years ago. So,
but I would say this time around has been the most consistent.
And it's been the most fun. I think this has been the most fun we've had doing it. So thank you guys so much for just everything. We appreciate it. This is the beginning of the journey still. Until next time, see you.
Bye.